Well, guess what we're doing today, y'all? We are doing family favorite recipes. And we're starting things off right, y'all, with a hot shrimp dip. Then we're making Aunt Peggy's famous meatloaf. Another Deen family classic recipe. And one of the boys' childhood favorites, fried potato cakes. Some things, y'all, you just never get tired of. And we've got a sweet finish, chocolate caramel pecan layer cake. Ta-da!
Classic.
You know, it doesn't matter how many recipes that I make. There's a few that are just really classic recipes that people want again and again and again.
I think all of your recipes are classics. They are.
Said by an unbiased child. So I thought we could start with a nice dip, Bobby.
I love it. Shrimp dip.
So you're gonna get ready that red bell pepper. You're gonna dice that up for me. Right. You're gonna dice up some green onions. I've got some beautiful shrimp here, and they've been cleaned and deveined. And I'm gonna give them just a coarse chop.
And these are small shrimp too.
You know, and the smaller your shrimp, the less expensive it is. So for making a dip, you really don't need to spend the money because the smaller ones have a wonderful sweet taste. They do just fine. So let's put a little butter in our pan now.
All right.
There we go.
That enough?
Yeah, well, I'll add more if I need to.
This is one of my favorite smells, peppers and onions.
Onions and peppers, yes, there's nothing like it.
And we're looking for, I believe, 2/3 of a cup?
Yeah, 2/3, 3/4. You know, when you're making recipes like this, you don't have to be exact.
Well, I use that whole red bell pepper.
Oh, well, that is just
because I figure it's going to cook down a little bit.
And I'm not going to throw in our shrimp just yet, but I am going to start grating our cheese, Bobby.
Okay.
And we're going to use 2 different kinds of cheese in our dip. We're going to use a cup of Parmesan cheese and a cup of mozzarella. A tip, y'all, to grate your cheese a little easier if you'll throw it into the freezer just for maybe 10 minutes. You don't want it to freeze, but just get it nice and hard. It'll grate up a lot easier for you. And another trick is to spray your grater, and that'll help
with a cooking spray?
Yes, just a non-stick spray.
I've never tried that.
All right, so we're slowly getting this.
Well, the veggies I think are ready. All I'm really doing is kind of sauteing these a little bit, right?
Yeah, we're gonna let them soften up a little bit.
Not wanting to cook them into nothing.
Yeah, just let them soften.
All right.
So, Sonny boy, if you'd get down there and start on the chips.
All right.
This is going just fine.
I love to make homemade pita chips.
I do too. You know, I usually, when I'm having y'all over, having a crowd of folks, I throw them into the deep fryer. But in honor of Bobby, we're gonna bake them today.
Honor of me?
Yes. Now I'm gonna throw in our shrimp. So our shrimp are in the pan, y'all. And now I'm gonna add some ingredients that's gonna make this rich and creamy. I'm gonna add 1 8-ounce carton of sour cream.
The whole carton?
Yes, well that's a lot of shrimp. I've used a full pound. Now I'm gonna add a 1/2 cup of mayonnaise, and the mayonnaise is gonna make it so rich and creamy. So in goes our mayonnaise. Now
butter, sour cream, mayonnaise.
Yes. Every good dip has.
But we're gonna bake the pita chips.
Yes.
Okay.
You are such a smart boy.
Well.
All right, now I'm gonna add my cup of mozzarella. A cup of the parm. So look at this, y'all. All right, now I am going to add a little salt and pepper to my dip.
Am I doing anything to these chips at all?
Well, we're gonna just bake them off, and then when we pull them out, we can put a little light coat of salt on it. How about that?
All right.
All right,
Well,
so
the chips are done.
350.
We're gonna pop them in with the casserole?
Yes.
With the dip, I mean?
With the dip, yes. You wanna spray our pan, son, a little bit so this won't stick. And you can see this, the shrimp are still transparent. We're gonna bake it for about 30 minutes. So I don't want our shrimp overcooked. So let's pour in our dip.
All right. Looks so good. Smells so good.
Yes, it does.
All right. Into the oven?
Yum. So in the oven, 30 minutes,
And the pizza?
350 degrees, y'all. Y'all don't go anywhere because let me tell you, when we come back, the next recipe is one that I get more feedback from. So that's what we're gonna do next.
Can't wait.
Our Aunt Peggy's old-fashioned meatloaf.
All right.
Coming up, the secret to Aunt Peggy's meatloaf. This gonna make it so good, so sweet, and so tangy. And an old favorite, potato cakes. And later, a gorgeous chocolate caramel pecan layer cake. I so hope y'all are enjoying the show. And if you do, be sure to click like, subscribe, and the notification bell so you'll never miss a video. And we'll be right back after the break. Yum.
Yeah.
Get rid of that thing and let's taste.
All right.
Because Bobby and I are in the kitchen today cooking some of the family classics that we just love over and over and over again. So the first recipe today is a shrimp dip that is
Be careful because it's
so
boiling hot.
good.
That's right.
Isn't that yummy?
I don't want to spoil my appetite.
I know.
Because the meatloaf.
Yes.
Aunt Peggy's meatloaf. What I like, you know what I like about meatloaf is everybody does it differently.
There's a lot of ways to make meatloaf.
Right.
Now, Aunt Peggy's is a classic one. I'm gonna use a pound of lean ground beef, and I'm just gonna put that in my bowl.
While you're doing that, I'm gonna make a nice topping for the meatloaf.
And I'm gonna need about a half a cup of an onion. So I'm gonna start dicing this up. Like I said, Aunt Peggy's recipe is very classical recipe.
1/3 cup ketchup.
Bobby is making the topping that Aunt Peggy puts on her meatloaves.
1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard.
This is a sweet, kind of spicy topping.
And 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. I'm just gonna whisk this together.
Now I've got our onion. I'm gonna throw it into the bowl with the ground beef. And then I'm gonna do the same thing with my bell pepper.
All right, that topping is done. I'm gonna move down here and start putting together the potato pancakes.
That's great. Another Southern classic.
Definitely a classic. I haven't had these in years, and you used to make them all the time when we were kids.
You know, I made them not long ago for me and
where
Michael.
that came from.
Anytime you have leftover mashed potatoes, y'all, don't throw them away. All right, Bobby, I've got our bell pepper diced up. Not too small and not too big, but kind of just right.
And I've mashed up a couple of leftover potatoes, and I'm using cream cheese as well that has onion and chive already in it.
I'm gonna beat up 1 egg and pour it over my meat. Now salt and pepper. This is what Aunt Peggy uses, a 5-minute quick cooking oatmeal. It helps it bind the meatloaf together, but it also keeps it real moist. So in goes our oatmeal, and then I'm gonna put in the whole can of tomato paste, and it's a 6-ounce can, y'all. All right.
That's gonna make it nice and thick.
Yes. Rich, 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 rich.
All right, now I'm working on the potato cakes. I've got the potatoes beat up, and I'm gonna take 1 cup of panko.
Which I love.
I do too.
You have to use something, y'all, a binder.
And then 1 right into this casserole dish that I'm gonna dredge them through.
Yes.
And I'm gonna beat 1 egg and add it as well.
Yes. And I'm going in, hands and all, because you can't hardly make a meatloaf and do it up with a spoon. Simple, simple, simple. All right, Bobby. I've gotten my meatloaf mixed together.
All right.
And I'm gonna put it in a loaf pan to bake it off. Now I'm gonna take a little of my bell pepper that's left over, and I'm just gonna cut me about 4 nice strips and lay right on top of them. Stick me a little bell pepper pieces.
Now, how about my topping? When does that go on?
On top. I'm fixing to put it on there now, son. All right, there we go. And now this luscious sauce that's gonna make it so good, so sweet, and so tangy. Looks kind of like a football, doesn't it, Bobby?
I sure hope it don't taste like one.
I hope it doesn't either.
I have to call Aunt Peggy if it doesn't.
Hey, Peggy, if this is not wonderful, now you're fired, sister.
Out of the family.
But I know it's delicious. All right, so Bobby, the meatloaf is ready to go into the oven. If you would, Bobby, put the meatloaf in for me, I'll come down here and I'll finish the potato cakes.
All right, into the oven.
Okay.
Which is set on 375. For how long, Mom?
We got about 45 minutes to an hour. All right, and I'm gonna add just a little bit more panko to my dish. These look beautiful, Bobby.
They do.
So let's start putting them in.
All right.
And that panko is gonna make them so nice and crisp. I'm gonna fry them in a little vegetable oil. You know, 5 or 6 minutes on each side.
How good do these smell?
They smell fabulous. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we're gonna have our potato cakes ready to taste. Coming up, we get a taste of Aunt Peggy's meatloaf and our potato cakes.
Just like I remember when I was a kid.
And later, a delicious chocolate pecan layer cake.
I can't wait.
It's gonna be delicious. I hope y'all are enjoying the show, and I want to hear from you. Tell me what recipes or videos you'd like to see me make by just leaving a short comment below. Now, let's get back to the show, y'all. Hey, y'all, welcome back. I'm in here with Bobby today. In our kitchen, we're doing Deen classic recipes that we consistently love. We made Aunt Peggy's meatloaf.
That's right.
Which is so good. I get so many good comments on that.
And it smells.
And then we had some leftover mashed potatoes, and we made potato cakes.
Something I hadn't seen in years, but
So,
Mom used to make them all the time.
meat and potatoes. And a little dollop of sour cream.
Golly, that meatloaf is great. Have you tasted the potato cake yet?
No, but I'm fixing to dig in.
Just like I remember when I was a kid when we used to make them.
You know, some things, y'all, you just never get tired of. Well, what do you think about us moving on to our dessert? We're gonna do a caramel pecan layered chocolate cake. You have a half pound of butter, which is 2 sticks, 3 eggs, and 2 cups of brown sugar.
Okay.
And a couple of teaspoons of vanilla flavoring. So if you would cream that up together.
You got it.
I'm gonna need 1 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder. So you can tell this is gonna be a nice, rich, chocolatey cake.
Oh, well, with a pound of butter. How could it not be?
All right, now I'm gonna measure out 1.5 cups of boiling water.
And while you're working on that, Mom, I'm gonna add some vanilla to my half pound of butter.
Okay.
2 teaspoons of vanilla.
Okie doke.
And a couple of cups of brown sugar.
Okay, I'm gonna measure out our dry ingredients now. And I'm gonna use 3 cups of a cake flour. All right, now I'm gonna add 1¼ teaspoon of baking soda.
All right, then I'm gonna go ahead and crank this up.
And look at this precious little chicken, Bobby.
I saw that. That is literally a pinch of salt, isn't it?
No, it's actually a teaspoon. Look at the little chicken just holding our salt. So in that goes.
You got you some chickens, didn't you?
You know I got me some chickens. I love those chickens.
All right, I've got 3 eggs here that I'm gonna add one at a time.
So alternately with our flour and our cocoa mixture. Starting with flour and ending with flour. And then our flour. All right, now we're safe to turn that up a little bit. Whoa!
I mean.
All right, Bobby, I think that's good, son. So I will bring our pans up here, and we'll want to be careful that we measure properly. Our cake batter.
You need some pan coating?
I cut out some parchment paper and put on the bottom, but yes, I would like a little bit more pan coating. Oh my gosh, that's so good. Make sure you get those edges good, son. Yum-y. Bobby, you want to lick the beater?
I'll wait till it's done.
So good. So rich and chocolatey. All right, now I'll show you the way I do it, Bobby. Because if you would take those off that sheet tray, please. I like my cakes to be perfectly even, so I kind of
measure it.
Yeah, do this number 2 it.
Smart.
All right, these are ready to go in the oven. We're gonna bake these, y'all, at 350 for about 25 minutes. This is gonna be delicious. Coming up, a caramel icing to take this layer cake over the top, y'all. Isn't that gorgeous?
It's beautiful.
I so hope y'all are enjoying the show. And if you do, be sure to click like, subscribe, and the notification bell so you'll never miss a video. And we'll be right back after the break.
All right.
Help me help you.
Now, I have made a filling, y'all. It's just basically brown sugar, butter, a little milk, and vanilla flavoring. I'm gonna bring our cakes up.
Okay.
And I'm gonna punch holes in it. And now I'm just using the handle of a wooden spoon. I'm gonna take my filling and I'm just gonna pour that in there. Let me go ahead and transfer this one to our cake plate. We're gonna let that sit, son, and we're gonna come down here and we're gonna make our frosting.
Okay.
Now we've got 6 tablespoons of melted butter.
Ooh, more butter.
And if you would add 2/3 a cup of brown sugar to that, we're gonna dissolve that. And I'm gonna be measuring out 1/4 cup of whipping cream. In goes the heavy cream. All right, now we're just gonna stir this up. Yes. And I'm gonna add a generous serving of vanilla, about a teaspoonful, a little bit more. All right, now I'm gonna transfer this to my bowl. And if you would just beat in your confectionate sugar using the little hand mixer, about 2½ cups. All right, now I've got some nuts here that I'm just gonna kind of coarsely chop. Now I'm gonna just layer this with a few nuts. You can see I'm not even mixing it in.
So the good stuff is gonna be all throughout that cake.
All throughout this cake, y'all. Now I'm just going to put a little dollop of this. And if I may have my butter knife, please.
Of course.
And I'm just going to spread this out. And now for the final step. A few more nuts. And we've got a beautiful chocolate cake with a caramel filling and a caramel icing.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Ta-da!
Classic.
Isn't that gorgeous?
It's beautiful.
You ready to taste?
I'm ready when you are.
Look at that, y'all.
Oh my gosh.
Do you like it, son?
Like ain't the right word. Where's the milk?
It's in the fridge. I wish y'all were here right this second to have a piece with us. But hopefully, you'll go to foodnetwork.com and get the recipes, and they'll soon become one of your family's favorite classic recipes that you'll enjoy for years to come.
Hey y'all, it's Paula Deen. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to be alerted when I post a video. Love and best dishes, y'all.